Grew up sailing small boats on lakes in the Midwest, sailing scows competitively. From that, I just decided that I wanted to go to sea. And it took me a while, but by the time I was in college, I found an opportunity. There was a square rig ship in Hawaii that was looking for crew, so I packed my bags and shoved off. In the late 70s, I stepped aboard the Brigantine Romance for what was supposed to be a 3-week passage from Honolulu to Los Angeles, which turned out to be 5.5 weeks and 5 whole gales crossing the North Pacific in the wintertime. But I had the benefit of sailing under probably one of the greatest sailing masters in modern American history, and that is Captain Arthur Kimberly. It was his ship and his program. He just simply said, work for the ship and you'll learn how to be a seaman. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up sailing with that ship for the next 2.5 years and doing a circumnavigation, learning my trade, sailing around the world. Eventually became sailmaker in that ship. Everything I learned under Captain Art Kimberly is what has sustained me and made me able to consider that I had something of value to offer to the next generation as I pursued my own career. From my first days in my career, there were just a handful of ships, kind of mom and pop operations. Now the whole program is highly professionalized with inspected vessels, licensed crew, formal curricula, all designed to capture the value of sail training and make it accessible to the American public. The mission of Tall Ships America is to promote sail training in the North American public, to encourage character building under sail, and to promote the opportunities for education under sail. There are 175 or more member vessels and programs comprising the Tall Ships America membership. They are located all over North America and indeed the world, and each of them sails to its own mission objectives, its own educational objectives. Our job is to support them and help them succeed. Many of them work with youth of all different types. In our membership, we have lots of maritime museums, including Mystic Seaport Museum right here. I'm standing on the deck of Joseph Conrad, a noble, venerable sail training ship in her own right, now a major asset of the Mystic Seaport Museum. I'd like to thank them for their hospitality today. This is a movement that is growing all across the country. They do a great work every day, taking people to sea to have the experience of going to sea under sail in a traditional vessel and experiencing what sailors experienced when they sailed around the world back in the great age of sail. When a midshipman went to sea during the great age of sail, it was a rite of passage that they'd head off, they'd be gone for 6 months, a year, year and a half, and when they came back, they were no longer young, unformed people looking to discover who they are. Instead, they were accomplished mariners ready to set about their careers. It's the same today. When a young person today goes off to sea, it's a rite of passage. Sail training is really a unique and special opportunity for young people. When a young person steps aboard a sailing ship for the first time, they cross that gangway, they leave behind them all the things that they know and assume about how their life works, and they're entering in a brand new environment. The young person has to adjust to ventures and the excitement of handling a vessel under sail at sea, everything that the weather throws up that the ship and the crew and the trainees have to deal with. It forms a very tight team between the professional crew and the young trainees that come aboard, and they come home at the end of their voyage having really achieved something unique and powerful and personal. This kind of award helps raise the profile of all of our activities. But it's not about an honor for me. If we didn't undertake these kinds of things, then we would be one of those best kept secrets of truly priceless cultural treasures in our society that nobody knew about. So I really have to hand it to NMHS for doing all their good work to raise the profile for the work that all of us are doing to keep maritime heritage and the values of sail training alive and front and center in public awareness.